welcome to Heart Shaped Boxer podcast. I'm back after a short break. I survived download. I'm still alive, as many thought otherwise. There's one person here as well who's going to tell me, I'm sure, a few download stories. We are now joined by Crushed by Waves singer-songwriter Arran Prime. Hi, Arran. Welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Oi! I'm good, man. Very good. Thanks for having me. Cheers, mate. I'm good.
So, you survived download as well?
We fucking played download, mate. Yeah, it was wicked. Best experience of our lives, man. It was fucking surreal.
So you obviously, if the listeners who aren't aware, you were one of 5 that was selected from something like 100 people that had applied for the takeover at Download.
Yeah.
And they managed to play the Wednesday on the takeover stage. And I guess with all the kind of, because it's the first year they've really had all the kind of traffic issues that they've had, I guess a lot of people were dying for that music once they got into that stage as well.
Jesus. I mean, they made it. They fought their way through. So clearly it was wild. I mean, 500 odd plus bands, not even just 500 odd plus bands, 500 odd really good, fucking talented people applied for that. You know, really good bands, much bigger bands, and some fucking talented people out there, man. It was just wild. We were never expecting to get on it. Like, we was just like fucking 4 lads from Manchester, you know. It was like, yeah, let's go for it. We'll submit a video. The manager's like, yeah, stick a video in. It's cool. You know, you never know. I was like, yeah, no worries. So I'm just wandering down the street. I was on holiday. I was just doing like a city break in Copenhagen, and I just get a Marzan manager. I was like, oh, she wouldn't call if it wasn't important because she knows I'm away. So I was like, oh, answer the phone. So I was like, yeah, mate, you're all right. She's like, Arran, you're playing fucking download. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, so I lost my fucking mind. I was like nearly crying. Honestly, it was weird. So even just finding out was wild. Me and the boys were just like, our heads fell right off because we weren't expecting that at all. And then, all the hype that was building up to it, it's always been like a massive dream. Like, I do this thing called manifesting, where if I see a clock on consecutive numbers, like 1, 2, etc., you know, I visualize. I've always had this visualization of this stage. At Download, funnily enough, that's always been my dream, is to visualize Download, visualize us boys playing it. The boys fucking hate it. The lads are like, for fuck's sake, Arran, stop doing it, because it's fucking annoying. So every time I'm like looking at a clock, they'll just see me shut my eyes for a minute, you go, he's fucking doing it again. And I was like, and then I'm like, boys, you've got to manifest. And they're like, I fucking manifest it, you'll stop manifesting, you know. They hate it. It really annoys them, but you know, it clearly worked because we fucking played Download. So yeah, it all paid off in the end. The experience was just like earth shattering, proper wild, too much to consume, emotionally overwhelming. Just like, it's far too much. It was like winning the lottery. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was literally like getting Willy Wonka's golden ticket. It was like, fuck boys, we're in, let's go. It was pretty wild. And what you said with the traffic issues, you know, he said, you know, there was loads of traffic issues on that day. Even we were in traffic. We were stood there for we sat there in the car and the thing for like 3 hours. You know, we was waiting to get near the site, right, 3 miles away. How far is it to walk 3 miles? If we just carried the equipment, like we can't miss this show. It's Download. I was like, we just carry the. What can we do without? What can we do like a lightweight setup? Like, I'll carry the guitar. You carry that. I was like, and eventually we made it through. But we was proper worried because we thought, even when we got like accredited and through all the band, like all through the security thing and all around the back, we was like, no one's gonna be here because no one's gonna get through the traffic. It was just like, we're gonna walk out. It's gonna be an empty stage, but fuck it, it'd be cool because it's still Download. It's fine. We'll play to the fucking cleaners. It'd be right, you know. And then it was full fucking tent. So our heads our heads just went, you know. It was just, and then we were in the zone. Then as soon as we seen people, and there's people wearing our fucking t-shirts in the front row. You know, people really responded well, and like we had these fucking giant screens behind us, like 4-meter screens with like the logo flashing everywhere. It was just wild, man. It was the weirdest, most wonderful, most dreamlike experience of my whole life, and I just never ever wanted it to stop. It was so good.
So you're obviously you're quite a new band, aren't you? Because your first came out in 2020.
Yeah, right? Man, so we're a COVID band. Yeah. We're a pandemic.
when you sat down and formed your band and that, were you like, download is the dream? If we can get there,
Oh
then
yeah, man.
we're
Yeah.
so
Exactly. I'll die happy tomorrow, mate. I'll tell you, Adam, if I get hit by a fucking bus tomorrow, I have done what I came on this planet to do. My objective in life was to play Download. That was my ultimate goal. Put it on my fucking tombstone. I'm good. Like I completed it. You know, yeah, it was the ultimate. The ultimate dream has always been to play Download, and even as boys, like we have to set our sights high. Everyone does. You know, every band dreams of that, and I wish and I hope and I pray that every band gets to experience that. I would never ever want anyone to miss out on that opportunity. So yeah, it's been fucking such a privilege really to get to live your dream. You know, some people want to be an astronaut, some people want to be a fucking, you know, race car driver or whatever, or a footballer. And we got to walk out and play our dream stage and be our band and play our music to people, and it was fucking awesome.
what's the goal now? Is it next year Apex stage?
Oh God, we're sort of like, well, we fucking played, you know, our dream stage. Where do we go from here? Like, how do we top this? And I'm always thinking, like, I'd love to play. I'd love to go back to Download. That'd be the fucking, you know, that'd be the dog's bollocks. But you know, we know we've got to sort of climb. We've got a lot of work to do. We're still very young, like you say. We only started in 2020, so the fact that we even played that was just fucking unbelievable. You fucking bastards, you know. But you know, there's a lot of love in the game as well. Like we sort of we know the community quite well in terms of the bands that we've toured with, and you know, the bands that we've met along the way. Everyone's fucking awesome. I think that's the good thing about our scene. Everyone's just so nice, really supportive. You know, I've got a lot of time for each other, and we'll help each other out, actively support each other, which is great. There's no like weird like competition or like that band's better than that band or whatever. It's quite cool. Everyone looks after each other, so that's been good. But what's next is Radar Festival. We're doing that in Manchester. Bands we're playing with there. Like this is the second time in the same year we get to play at the same festival as Sleep Token. So what the fuck is that about? That is wild. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's a lot of cool bands, and playing in Manchester as well, like a hometown show for us. So getting to come back, do something quite special. You know, we'll have people there for us. You know, there'll be people there for all the other bands, and we get to hang out, you know, for the majority of the weekend, which is good. The ultimate goals though, building up. I really want to go like I want to headline a tour. I think that'd be sick. I want to go rocking this Crushed by Waves. That'd be cool. I want to go. I want to go to Europe. I want to go to America. I want to fucking just get out there. I mean, I'll fucking play anywhere. Like I say, I'll play some fucking me, two people. I'll have a good time. You know what I mean? I'll have the best time of my life. Just doing what we do. So it'll be fun.
It looks like you won't be playing just to the cleaners though. After your kind of appearance at Download, obviously you've pulled something like 10,000 views, haven't you, on your single? And obviously people have turned their eyes
Yeah,
and they've
man.
turned their attention to Crushed by Waves at the moment. So ride them waves.
Crazy. Right, boy. Yeah, get your fucking board out. We're going. Yeah. Crushed by fucking overwhelmed emotion is what I am. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? I'm so grateful for every single person that's like, you know, dropping us comments, that they're interacting with the stuff, they're chatting with us, which is good because I'm a chatty fucker and I'll talk to everyone and I'll just talk my way into a fucking hole, honestly. So I'm quite happy. As soon as people start engaging with me, I'm chatting away. I'm just like, yeah, cool, love you. And I'll speak to everyone and I get to know people, get to know where they're from, what's the story. I like doing that at shows as well. Like particularly after like shows, I like to always be by the merch table. Or I'll be I'll be at the front, moshing my face off. Do you know what I mean? Headbanging to fuck, you know, getting myself whiplash and stuff. I like to be part of it. I like to be in it. You know what I mean? The water's warm. Fucking dive in. I like the whole experience. I love live music. I like discovering new bands. I like meeting people. I like talking to people. So the whole equation works for me. It's perfect. You know, it's a really nice place to be. It's a safe space for weirdos like me.
You need to be able to kind of do that kind of what's it called? You need to get talking and communicate with different people, because then that's the way your band gets out there as well, even if it's just other bands. You know, when they remember you and I
Yeah.
remember that guy. Let's get him on.
Yeah, who the fuck was that weirdo? Who was that cunt? Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, so Yeah, I always love to chat. I mean, we did a lot of that. You know, at Download we met loads of people. It was just, and again, it was just like this is just weird because like we're technically like the smallest, most insignificant band in the world right now, and we're in this amazing place, this mecca for like the gods of rock, legends walking about the place. And like, fuck, this is wild. And then there's like Game of Thrones actors there. There's comedians there and shit. We spent 3 hours in the press tent, and there was some big hitters knocking about. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's some big hitters knocking about, and we was like, boys, play it cool, yeah? Yeah, just fucking play it cool. Yeah, we belong here, don't we, boys? Yeah. So we sort of, we had this major imposter syndrome, like all the way through. It was like, we don't belong here. This is weird. But then we just sort of come up with this whole thing of like, we created this hashtag of like, because we just kept thinking, everyone at this fucking tent, everyone in the press tent, everyone in this whole place is thinking, who the fuck are Crushed by Waves? And who the fuck let them in? Who gave them a pass? How the fuck did they got in here? Get the security out, fucking drag them. So yeah, we felt like we'd sort of infiltrated Download. But yeah, it was such a great experience. As I say, it still hasn't quite sunk in yet. I'm still riding the buzz off that. I haven't really come back down to earth yet.
Did you take in much else of Download then? Did you go and see much of the other bands?
Yeah, man, I was right in it. Yeah, fuck yeah, I was in it. We watched some awesome bands. I mean, I've always wanted to see I Prevail. I always wanted to see Partway Drive. I was buzzing for them. Motionless and Whitesec, like Chris, the fucking singer, smashed it. It was just nailed that shit. It was really good fun. We was around for basically most of it. We were just in the crowds having a good time. People were stopping us as well. That was weird. So we'd be walking to and from stages and just getting a beer. I was getting a little bit pissed. I'm not going to lie. People were stopping us and they were wearing our t-shirts. They were asking for pictures and stuff. It was awesome. We met some really cool people that we've still now got as followers. We still now interact with and we still chat with now, but even after Download. So it was really a really nice positive experience. Like it was really sort of really affirming that we were doing something nice and people were enjoying what we're doing. They're enjoying our music. We left an impression on people, and that was special, man. It was really cool. Just unbelievable.
It's such a magical place. Is this your first time going, other than obviously playing it? As I know it's your first time playing, but actually attending it.
I went 10 years ago was my last Download. 10 years ago. I was still in the crowd. This is weird. I was still in the crowd watching Rammstein fucking blasting fire everywhere, and it was wild. And I was like, this is fucking awesome. I was like, oh, I wish I could play this festival. Oh God, I wish I could play this festival. And then in the same crowd was Dan, our guitarist, really long hair, and I didn't know him. He was a complete stranger at this point. We're just two fucking idiots, just standing on the stage, getting like bedazzled by. I wish I could play that stage. Both having the same dream, the same thought at the same time. And 10 years later, we're in a fucking band together, both playing Download, and it was just so cool. It was such a dream come true. Life affirming moment of like, fuck yeah, we did it. We fucking did it. Yeah, it was good.
Crazy that you were both there, so you bonded over that over the last few years. And
yeah, just two fucking muppets staring up at at these bands going, I wish I could play that festival, and lo and behold, you manifest. I'm telling you, keep manifesting. Although your eyes on the clock every now and then, you'll see, just got to dream big, aren't you?
This was the first Download I've ever attended. It's the first ever festival as well that I've ever attended.
Whoa, that's crazy.
My wife. I know. I was trying to explain to my wife how magical the place, but there was not a point because I was on my own, but there was never a point where I felt on my own.
Oh man, yeah, no, you're definitely not alone in the festival. Oh God, no. Yeah,
you just everyone just, and it's such an amazing vibe. Even if you take all the music out, the place is just magical on its own. For me,
you're with your people, man. That's what it's about, Adam. You're with your people. You're walking around. You're hanging in a queue, or you're just waiting to pick up some fucking merch or a beer or a piece of fucking, chicken or something, and everyone's just like, oh, so who did you see? Oh, I'll stick my tent's a fucking, great thing this year. I got this and a blah. Have you brought the torch this year? Fuck yeah, I did. Do you know what I mean? I got a portable toilet as well. Fuck yeah. I mean, people just start chatting and stuff. It's great. I love that. Like, that's probably one of the most, like you say, magical things, mate, is the people. It's that sense of belonging. Like, I could walk around with a fucking pine cone on my head. Do you know what I mean? And in a fucking, a fucking onesie or some shit, and everyone's just like, yeah, he's cool. I'll talk to him. Do you know what I mean? No judgment. And it's just great because I mean, I wear some wild outfits anyway. I wear some pretty fucking outlandish clothes, and I like that. But a lot of people else, they were going ham. They were even fucking more wild than me. I was like, holy shit, yeah, this is cool. So I was enjoying just seeing people be themselves, hanging out, chatting, having a dance, having a laugh. We played on at the village. Like, there was so many people hanging out there after, like, bands finished playing. There was like parties going on, big fat raves. In fact, we got to dance on stage with Nova Twins. We were throwing out fucking beach balls for them girls. That was
You know what,
crazy.
I thought I saw it because I was there that night. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, for me, just like I think what separates it from the likes of Glastonbury that we've just had this weekend, obviously, and Leeds and Reading and all that is the music's very much for the people who enjoy that kind of music. It's all very similar, even if it's different styles of that music. It's all metal and rock
Yeah.
under one umbrella. Whereas when you kind of go to Glastonbury, you have, look at that. Last night was Elton John. The night before, what was it? Guns N' Roses. It's a wide and eclectic base. Whereas Download, because of that umbrella, everyone feels like they're the same person and they're part of that family. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a family, man. It's definitely a family. You join, I mean, as I did this year, join the Download Festival group things on Facebook. Join those things, and I guarantee you'll make because everyone has, great music taste for one. Two, they're just nice, just honest, lovely, genuinely kind people. Just people you want to be around, people I want to spend time with, and I love that. Like, I've got a lot of time for people like that. So yeah, no, it was a privilege, a pleasure, a fucking wild experience. We got to experience the whole thing, start to finish. So from the minute we finished playing, we immediately got drunk. We went out, we hung out with everyone else. We sort of, went and watched the bands. We did all the things. We met some fucking crazy cool people as well who were kind enough to stop. And again, the part of this community we talk about is just genuinely kind, lovely people. These bands, these fucking heroes, these legends that we talk about, they're exactly the same. Do you know what I mean? These fucking cool cats walking about, they're just like, yeah, mate, they'll stop for a picture, stop for a chat, they'll tell you what they have for dinner. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's lovely. And it's like, never change. Just let's keep that community going for as long and as possible. 20 years it's lasted. 20 years sold out. That says something, doesn't it? It's clearly doing something right. So who knows where it'll be in another 20 years' time. Yeah.
Hopefully they'll get the parking right and the
Yeah,
and
yeah, in the spaceship car park. Yeah, can't wait for that shit. Yeah, let's go.
my final question on Download before we move on is what was the standout act for you for the weekend, other than yourselves?
Oh, standout act for me in my brain. Oh, Architects. Sorry, but those boys, yeah, I've got a real soft spot. That was my first time ever seeing Architects, and it was exactly what I
Architect.
wanted. It was everything. Yeah, everything I needed in life was that. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, really cool. I love the fact that, for those like crowd surfers, there's actually a viral video. There's like a team of like big blokes who are just like committed to just putting people up into the air. And they're just like, come on, you want to go up? I'll fucking throw you up. And they're all just like, it's like a conveyor belt of them just throwing people up the whole song. And it's just great to see. Again, that shows you the type of people that are going and hanging out at these things. People think that
Yeah.
metalheads are all just like, they want to kill each other in a mosh pit, but elderly people, do you know what I mean? Want to look after each other and have a laugh.
I've talked about this several times on this podcast about a mosh pit and people how they kind of get it wrong. And I've said this so many times at Download because it was actually funny enough during the Architects thing. I was only about 5 meters away from a guy who got knocked out in the mosh pit, literally just smashed heads with another lad, fell on the floor. And it was at that point where
Yeah.
everything stopped as usual, and they're trying to get Sam's attention to say, come on, just stop the music for a minute. This guy needs medical assistance. And he did. He stopped it. It was at that point where he said, I'm seeing some
Yeah,
issues.
man. It's magic. Yeah.
You see these mosh pits, and I've got to be a bit more careful. I was fitted with a pacemaker last year, so I'm a bit more
Man,
unsure
okay.
about a mosh pit, but I get in them every now and again. But they're
cool,
they're
man. Good
so
for you,
wacky,
man.
but so safe at the same time.
Yeah, it's a safe space. I mean, people are sort of, at different levels within that pit, and you can see it's like a fucking, the rings of an equator going in. You know what I mean? As you get towards the epicenter, people are going a bit more wild. Towards the edges, people are a bit more chill, and people recognize the dynamic in that. Yeah, they'll, you'll be fine. And people will look after each other. The minute anyone hits the deck, or anyone falls over or anything like that, straight back up. People will lift you up. You know what I mean? They'll look after you. If you needed anything in that pit, if you started, going a bit strange or having a funny day, mate, they'll come in and they'll sort you out, which is nice. Yeah, it's a crazy environment. I like a mosh pit as much as the next person. But yeah, I mean, I'm probably not going to be in that epicenter too often because I'll get fucking killed. Yeah, but it's good times. It's good times.
I'm almost 6'3" and I'm like 19 stone. So you can imagine me. I'm used as a pinboard for anyone who wants to.
I'll
See
stand behind you, man. You're the wall, man. I'll cling on your back. I'll be like Grogu behind you. I'll be like your little Jedi accomplice. You know what I mean? I'll sit on your shoulder in the little orb thing, and you can fucking take the hits for me.
So before we talk about the new single, let's go back to the very beginning. Let's let the audience know kind of like your origin story. Where did Crush by Waves start? We've assessed it was 2020, but
yeah.
Why don't you tell us a bit about the band?
How did it go? How did that happen? We keep asking ourselves. We we met up in COVID, when it was allowed, obviously, but like it started online. I got a message from Tom on Facebook. Tom's our drummer. He's the plain looking dude. He really blends into the background. He's covered to fucking tattoos. So this guy messaged me on Facebook. I've never seen anything like him. He was wild. I was like, okay. We're putting like a little project together. I've met this guitarist. I've got this thing going on. Do you want to come and try it for the band? I was like, yeah, cool. I'm up for it. That sounds a bit of me. I've always wanted to be like, I'm a frustrated metalcore, or metal rock musician. I was in like an indie rock band at the time, just doing anything I could to play music. I've always loved music. I wanted to be in it, So I got this message. I was like, yeah, I'm up for it. He's like, okay, we'll just bring some songs along and we'll jam them out. I was like, okay. So I learned a few songs that I think vocally was sort of like, I could demonstrate a few things here, show off. I was like, okay, I'll do a bit of 30 Seconds to Mars. And I was like, bit of Jared Leto, because he's a big sort of vocal influence for me. And then Bite a Song by You Meet Six, and it was like Josh Franceschi. He's a fucking awesome singer, man. His voice is amazing. And then I think A Downfall of Us All. I think I learned that by Day to Remember. And again, it was just to give that a little bit of a vibe of like, what I'm about, and like the energy I like to give. And so we jammed them out. And it was really cool. Like we had a lot of fun just jamming it out. Tom was fucking smashing the fuck out of the drums. I was singing my head off, and I enjoyed it. And I was like, I think I know someone who could be our bass player. And then I knew Andy from way back when. Andy comes in, and we then just immediately click. You know what I mean? All four boys, we're all locked in. And I'm a songwriter by nature, by fucking virtue. I just absolutely love writing songs. I can't help myself. I'm always writing. So I immediately start writing. I just can't help myself. Bam, 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 bam. I start writing songs. I bring them to the next practice. I'm like, boys, I'm going to try this out. Some stuff. It sounded fucking cool. We was enjoying what we were doing. And then it's like, right, let's get to a studio. Let's go and record all of this. So we were looking at like where to record, who to record with. We was just really overexcited kids. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking starting off, like our brains were so frantic. It was like, oh, what do? We want to do all this music. We want to write this music, record this music. We ended up going to Vader Studios with Aid Bushby to record our first EP. And we come away from that and like we just fight it out. We Ceiling, which is our like debut single in was it October 2020 or yeah, something like that, the end of October. And it was just like we're on the scene. And then it started picking up the pace. We had shows in Manchester, we had friends, family come down to that, and then things started to expand. We reached out for management because it was like we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Yeah, we're just like we like playing music. We fucking love music, but we don't have a fucking clue what we're doing. So we ended up reaching out to a bunch of different management, but one in particular was like need to get on this. And they messaged us back. Fucking awesome. Again, it's just like a luck, a fate. I don't know, but we messaged them, and then Marianne Harris, our manager, who is now our manager now, she was like, she gave us a time of day. She was like, I'll check these guys out. And she watched our videos. She looked at our content online. She was like, I can work with these boys. And then we met. We started chatting online, like this. We were talking on a video call and stuff like that. And like, we were laughing for ages. We were just chatting some pure shit, and it was just like we're gonna get along. We're gonna work together well because you can talk, but I can fucking talk, and this is great. Then with management on our side, with Marianne, she's a fucking wrecking ball, man. She's a queen. She is, the best manager in the world. She really looks after the band. She loves the music. She genuinely gives a fuck, which is awesome. It's totally unheard of, like sometimes with management, sadly. But yeah, she genuinely cares about the music we're doing and everything. It's really nice. So she's been really, really helpful in pushing us boys and driving us to like, come on, boy, we need to do this. We need to we need to get some music, we need to do this, we need to do that. And she arranged for us to go on our first ever tour. We'd never toured, so we was like, Jesus Christ, what's occurring? And I was like, I don't think I've ever sung any songs consecutively on different days, so this will be an experiment. Like, can I keep my voice for more than a night? So I was like looking into all different things and techniques, and I bought a fucking oh no, I didn't buy a steamer at that point. So we went on our first ever tour with a band called Bleed Again.
Okay.
They were really fun, really nice guys, and they were great. They looked after us, sort of showed us the ropes, and showed us what it meant to be in a traveling band going from place to place. The guitarist for that band is Sai from Steve and Akira, who are an awesome band as well. So he was like, some very experienced musicians, and it was great to see how they did it and what we were doing and how we had to change our setup. And from Sai, who's like a wizard, by the way, totally clever guy, fucking shout out to Sai. He's like a wizard. He helped us sort of figure out how we're going to do our in-ears, how we were going to figure out what we're going to do live. And then we got another tour with Glassheart, these boys from Wales. And we met our boys there. They were fucking awesome. We had such a laugh. Bunch of Welsh lads, us Northerners, all chatting shit. Do you know what I mean? It was just like we were doing their accent, they were doing our accent. It was a laugh. Like it was good times. We got mates for life, really, from that tour. Like we still get on with those boys. We still hang out with them. We've played some shows with them since, and yeah, love them guys. So yeah, we played those tours. We went out with 2 Year Break, who are now with Down for Life. These are all Down for Life bands now. Glassheart and take a 2 Year Break are Down for Life bands, which is a community. This is like a collection of bands who work for Down for Life Music, who are literal mates. We are all like getting on well with each other. We look after each other. And we go to each other's shows. Like I went to a Lightwave show recently in Manchester with Andy, just for fucking we live right next door. We are we're supportive of live music. Of course I'll support your bands. Like I'll come out and watch live music. So we have a real sense of family within Down for Life, which is really cool. So that's for the band, was sort of discovering what it is to tour, what it is to be part of a roster of bands who support each other and literally go on tour with each other and promote each other and give each other shout outs and the stories and all that kind of stuff online, which again was just so cool because you have this sort of initial thought of like, fuck, everyone's gonna hate us, or no one's gonna want this new band on the block coming in taking their piece of the pie or their show or their slot on a stage, you know what I mean? So It's not like that at all. It's really supportive, and that's been so cool. And then from download, from the Down for Life is where, the shows have come in, the opportunities to play at, all these little festivals. Like Takedown Festival was sick. I was like side of stage with the Red Method lad, Steph, and we was watching Loathe side of stage on the main stage. We got to watch Skin Dreads side of stage. All these fucking bands that I've been watching since I was a kid. Like, I've been following these bands. I was listening to them since I was a kid. And it was just surreal. It was just fucking surreal. It's like a kind of semi-major festival, and walking around and getting a fist bump off fucking Benji from Skindred. He was walking around. He just had a plate of food, walking around, because we was going through it to and from like the catering bit, and he's just walking around, plate of food, massive fucking ring on, like big knuckle duster. He's like, yeah, bang, knuckle duster. I was like, that's the coolest fist bump I've ever had in my life. But he's such a nice guy. So I've been pleasantly surprised. Every event I've been to, or every show we've played, every person we've come into contact with has just been super nice. It perpetuates the nice vibes that you're talking about at festivals, and everyone's in that same pond together, which is wicked.
There seems to be a growth in that in the metal community at the moment. You talk, a lot of bands that I'm talking to over the last few weeks on the podcast are all saying the same thing. Depending on where you are in the country, you're still meeting people from other parts of the country who have this massive metal scene that's emerging at the moment. And there's, like, we're coming back to what we originally said at the beginning of the 500 odd bands that applied for download. It's showing the strength of the community at the moment with how amazing that pool was of bands. There was 23 bands put on a playlist for Takeover. I think Hev from Takeover did this playlist, and
yeah, man,
23 of them bands could have easily played on the main weekend, and no one would have questioned it. How strong that feels.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's fucking great. It's great to see it. It's great to be part of it. And we're supportive of it. If it was any of those bands and not us, we'd have been fucking rooting for those guys or girls or whoever was going up there, just to be part of the community, support the community. If those bands do well, all bands do well, because what we're doing is we're keeping the live music circuit alive. The small venues we keep them going by people coming out supporting live shows and supporting live music. We keep these festivals going. We're helping feed that economy of rock and metal. You know what I mean? That's such a precious part of our lives. And we keep the whole thing just keeps moving along and keeps growing and evolving because of the love for it, and the people in this scene, or this particular genre of style of music, although it's massively varied, they're really passionate. I find that our following, super passionate people, and they really fucking care about it. They care about the bands. Like, when you want to meet people at shows, or they understand. They're like, fuck yeah, music's tough at the minute. You boys, you're smashing it. You're doing really well, but you pay, I understand you're paying for your travel, you're paying for your hotel, you've got to pay for your merch and your videos and your recordings, and they get the whole process. Like, they don't even need me to tell them. Like, they know it because they care about it. They follow a lot of bands. They will pay out of their hard-earned cash, which I respect so much. Like, they'll go to work and fucking, they'll be putting in the hours, they'll be putting grafting, earning money, and then spending that hard-earned cash to support the scene. And I'm just thinking, fucking heroes. I love you. I literally worship these people. They are the lifeblood of like the music.
Gotta love the fans.
Correct.
Let's talk about the single. So you've got a new single out, Won't Get Out Alive. For the listeners who will be hearing this on Monday the 3rd of July, we will be playing this on the 6th of July, on the Thursday, on my radio show on Jack's Radio. So make sure you tune in to hear this song as well. Obviously, before that,
check it out.
But yeah, so talking about Won't Get Out Alive, what's the kind of story behind this new song then?
Oh, this is like chapter 2. This is like Crushed by Waves just leveled the fuck up. You know what I mean? We're coming in hot. We're coming in fucking tidal wave style. just and like of new music this year. And forgive the pun, but we're gonna fucking just keep coming, bang, bang, new music each time. We feel like we're just bringing some fucking music to the front, which we feel, it speaks a lot for what we're experiencing at the minute, how we feel at the minute. Like, Won't Get Out of Our Life is very much a track, like, despite everything, despite all obstacles, despite all the fucking shit that you might go through in life, this is like, no matter what, you sort of just accept your fate. Like, I won't get out alive, but I'm gonna have a fucking good time. Do you know what I mean? I'll die doing what I love. Do you know what I mean? So I'm prepared to go through anything and everything to make sure that I can do what I love, enjoy the music, keep writing music, playing music. So yeah, it's really just about that drive. It's like a unrelenting, fucking dog with a bone, fucking relentless motherfucker. Just keep going, keep driving through it, and it could be however you interpret it. Like, there's difficult times for everyone, and people going through all kinds of shit in their own lives, and music connects people in such a way that we can bring 110,000 people to come and stand in a patch of grass together to experience that, and they'll all interpret. So I love to hear, people are listening to it, people are driving to work, listening to it in the car, or listening to it at home, or whatever they're doing. Like, but they're experiencing it and interpreting it from their own way. I mean, that song, from my perspective, was written from this whole fucking struggle, like with this band, and how we are sort of trying our best to fight through all the challenges and just keep plowing on, which I think we're doing, and that's really fun to see, and there's been such a positive reaction. Like, but we don't ever go into it going, fuck it, people are gonna love to write a fucking cool song I enjoy, and that we are gonna enjoy playing this live. And I really hope that people connect with it. I really hope that people like it. But even if they don't, at least we've had a good time. At least we've enjoyed it. At least we're playing these shows and having fun. That's what it's about. It is fun to play in a band, despite all these like obstacles and challenges and stuff like that. It's still really fun. That's why I'll do it till the day I die. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, this song in particular is, a kind of a celebration of the fact that we will not fucking be taken down. Even if we won't get out alive, we're still we're plowing on,
How do you feel the sound has developed since your 2020 single Ceiling?
It's crazy different. Yeah. I mean, we were very young in our sound back in 2020, and we were still, putting our toe in the water, dipping our little foot in there, going, what works for us? What's our sound? As a group of four, what are we doing? And I feel like we've got that in what I'm calling phase 2 or chapter 2 of the band. Like, it's like, we fucking know who Crushed by Waves are. And that's why it's so funny. We're putting out this hashtag, like, who the fuck are Crushed by Waves? Like, this is what we sound like. This is what we do. If you come to one of our shows, you'll know it's fucking high energy. We're all going wild. We've all got lots of fucking hair. It's all going everywhere. There's lots of sweat. There's lots of energy. It's a good time. And so this sound that, we didn't just create this. We worked with a new producer. We worked with Oz Craggs, who is a fucking in the music industry. He's a diamond for this scene. He's the most talented fucking producer I've ever met. He's the kindest, sweetest, loveliest person to work with as well. He really gets the musician vibe. Like, he knows what it is to have to sing on multiple days. He's not a singer, but he gets it. He puts you in such a weird, relaxed sort of vibe in this zone. He sets the lighting right. He gets the room nice and warm at a certain temperature for you. It's so weird, but like, he sets the mood for it. It's like we're about to have sex. It's fucking. And he just he makes you feel really comfortable through the whole thing. He takes his time. He's really patient with us all, and we're all fucking wild boys. So he tames us, but we have some great conversations. We have good laughs and good jokes. So the whole experience as a whole is really fun. We've hung out with Oz anyway, just outside of that. He actually came down to Takedown Festival and just watched us boys, and we hung out for a bit. And he's just such a nice guy. We love working with him, and he's really helped us define the sound. Like, I think the drums sound much more like punchy and fucking smash. The vocals sound exactly like me. It just sounds like me sort of singing. If you come to one of our shows, it's just like, boom. That's what Arran sounds like. And then I do a lot of messing around anyway. I do a lot of the songwriting on my laptop, and I do a lot of synthy parts and stuff because we're only a 4-piece. So our bass player is now a MacBook. So, and he's fucking great. The MacBook is the best bass player you've ever met. He's very talented. Never makes any mistakes. But just because we need Andy to play the guitar, Andy switched over to me playing guitar, and it's a great decision because it's like a fucking wall of sound. So it's just like we've got the synths, we've got the backing track bass, our invisible bass player. But then us boys, you just got Dan and Andy fucking absolutely killing it on guitar. Like Dan is like really talented. I'm not just saying this. He's a wizard on the guitar. He's also left-handed, which is weird, but we'll forgive him for that. Do you know what I mean? Witchcraft. Yeah, so he's doing his thing. He's really talented. We get him to do things that are much, much simpler than like what he's capable of, but it really works for the band. And Tom, well, he's a man of his own, caliber. He's just doing his own thing. You see Tom playing drums, he's just like he's fucking everywhere. He's wild. He's like his head's going, his arms are going. He's the most energetic drummer I've ever seen, which is really cool. So when everyone's coming at you full fucking 110%, it's like, oh fuck yeah, who the fuck are Crushed by Waves? Look at them guys there, just going fucking wild. That's kind of the new sound. The new sound is what we've found, and this single is just the beginning of what is going to be like fucking release. We filmed the music video on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday this week or Tuesday last week? I'm losing my mind. Tuesday last week, yeah, because it's Tuesday tomorrow. So yeah, it was Tuesday just gone. We shot that video again with Ollie, who we worked with for the last one for Won't Get Out Live. Ollie Duncanson, he's in a band, The City Is Ours, but he's a touring photographer and does lots of like videography and stuff. But he's a super talented guy. And we shot our new music video for our new track with him the other day, and we're fucking really excited. I mean, Won't Get Out Live was just like the little teaser. Do you know what I mean? It was like our little appetizer, our little entree. So when we come with the next one, it's gonna be really cool to see what people think.
Great. When's the music video released then?
So this new music video will be coming out with the track, and that'll be coming out in July. Yeah, in July. So it's coming, but I can't give a date. It's coming though, brother. You fucking keep your eyes on the prize, and you keep your ear to that pattern wall behind you, mate, and you'll hear us coming, mate.
Before we move on to the final bit of the podcast, let's talk about gigs. You've mentioned earlier about Radar Festival in Manchester. That's going to be massive.
Yeah.
Great headlining on there. Sleep Token. I'm already jealous. What else have you got in store?
We're playing. The next show is with Of Virtue. Of Virtue are like a really fucking talented band. I think they're going out on their next tour, which is really cool. But we're playing with those boys in Manchester, at a place called the Star and Garter, where I went and watched Lightwave the other week. It's a small, sweaty little fucking awesome little venue in Manchester. It's cool as fuck. It's just the right size to just have a perfect little sweaty little mosh and have a dance and a sing. And I like, being close enough to be able to get out there and fucking be part of it. I really want an unwired mic. I want a wireless mic so I can just like full on get fucking involved, because it's like a leash. The boys use it. It's like so that I don't run away. The boys just want to rein me in, like fucking don't come back. So I go as far as my wire allows me, but if I get that wireless mic, I'm off. The next show is directly after Radar Festival. We're playing Hammer Down Festival, which is down south. And there's some fucking awesome bands playing there too. That's going to be really fun. And then after that we've got some shows lined up for later in the year. We've got a tour lined up for later in the year, which is going to be wild because all the bands involved in that tour are fucking talented people. So whichever show you come to, you're gonna have a good time. I promise you, it's gonna be fun. Yeah. So we haven't announced the bands or the dates on those, but trust me, dude, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
So we'll move on to the up close and personal now. to finalise the
Yeah.
interview.
Should I move? Get close and personal, Adam. Fucking climb into my world.
You can
All
dim the
aboard.
lights. Scene will.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking someone turn the sun off a minute. I need to darken this down. It's sunny till about fucking 12 o'clock at night now, isn't it?
I'm sure it's never been this late before.
Yeah,
When it goes,
I'm
I've
okay with
noticed
it.
it like 9:30. I'm like, why is it still light?
Jesus. Yeah, I feel like we're living in the North Pole or the Alaska. Where is it? This never goes dark. Yeah, I feel like we're living there. I don't even have blackout blinds, so it's an issue. It's a full on first world problem. You know what I mean? It's a first world problem, but it's very bright at the minute. You can see I've got a white bedroom as well, so it's just very bright.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bright environment.
My current problem is my kids taught me into getting a cat, but they can't let it go outdoors. So have all the windows and doors closed still, and you can imagine in this heat.
Mate.
And I'm a big guy. I don't
Jesus.
sweat well in.
Yeah, fucking the Viking getting sweated out. It's like a sauna.
But
Jesus Christ.
Surely I should be losing weight
of a plunge pool. Nah, mate, you're smashing it, brother. You keep doing your fucking Viking ways. Do you know what I mean? Fucking Odin would be proud. You're smashing it, man.
Cheers, pal. Cheers. Okay, on that note, let's start off with something dead simple. If you found yourself on death row, what would your death row dinner be?
Oh, yeah, man. It would have to be a combination of a fuck ton of pizza, which I will take in many formats. I particularly enjoy fucking stone baked Italian pizza. I particularly enjoy Domino's pizza. Anything garlicky and fucking awesome, full of cheese and full of shit that I shouldn't eat is exactly what I would want as my main freak. But it's got to be followed up by Ben and Jerry's peanut butter cup ice cream, which doesn't actually fucking exist anymore. If you're looking for it, I actually got so upset when they discontinued it. I messaged them. I didn't know it. I didn't even know it had finished at the time. I messaged them on Twitter like a fucking freak. And I was like, I've been to like 5 different supermarkets, different varieties of supermarkets. I've been to like Tesco, Sainsbury's, all over the place. I cannot find your peanut butter cup. Is there any chance I could order some online or something? I'm a fucking fucking crack addict when it comes to this stuff. And and it was like, I'm really sorry, Aaron, but it's gone to the big freezer in the sky. And that was the reply. And I was fucking mortified. I was devastated. I felt genuine loss. I felt I was in mourning for a dear friend. I wasn't quite prepared for the answer they gave me. So I'm still not quite okay with the fact that it doesn't exist. So if you ever see this ice cream tucked away anywhere, please let me know, and I will pay you for this.
We need to get a petition started to get it back. It was nice, I remember.
Please,
Yeah.
let's make it not just so we can play download again, but let's make it so we can have the influence and the power to request so many people to like fucking berate Ben and Jerry. It's like, Ben, Jerry, get your shit together. Let's get this fucking back on the menu, boys. And yeah, I really want to see that again. I actually found it post-apocalypse, I'm calling it. Yeah, post fucking Endgame. I found it in a small convenience like corner shop, like local in a parcel, and it's just a completely random shop. I've never been to it before, but you know the kind. I mean, it hasn't really got a sign on the front. It's just a real like hole in the wall. Yeah, dodgy as fuck. Dodgy as fuck. Yeah, I mean, I look like a right character going in there. You can imagine. And then walking there, me fucking standing out longer like a knob, and then there's the freezer there, and then there it is, fucking next to all like the magnums and everything else. There's a fucking peanut butter cup. It was like finding the Holy Grail. So I whipped that freezer right open. It felt like it was like holding an extinct relic. Do you know what I mean? Like a fucking dodo in my hands. I felt like I was holding a dinosaur fossil, like Jurassic Park. I was like, this is the rarest thing on earth. Do I keep it or do I sell this for like £1 million? Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm going to eat it. Yeah, so I ate the whole thing. It was amazing.
Out the shop before you took it into it. Oh.
Oh mate, oh god, it was divine. I set the, talk about set the zone. I fucking blinds were closed, the lights were on, I could fucking put a fire on. So good, right? I want to enjoy it every bite. Yeah, it was a moment, a whole moment of bliss. It was a regrettable moment because when I finished, I was like, that's
That's
it.
over
That's
now.
it done. That's gone. I'll never experience that again.
This could have
Yeah.
literally been the last ever pot that you just
Yeah,
ate.
it could have been the last pot in existence. And what a selfish
Yeah,
cunt as well. I fucking didn't
yeah, I
share
don't
it,
blame
didn't
you.
fucking know it. I was like fucking like prison meal. Do you know what I mean? I'm like leaning over it. I'm like, anyone comes near me, I'll shank you. I ate the whole thing. No regrets. I enjoyed it. Fuck it, it was worth it.
On that note as well, going back to the pizza thing, I had the best pizza of my life on Saturday night. I'd had a few to drink, been out with the
Really?
missus, got home, and I had a Goodfellas Philly steak frozen pizza, and it's like got this layer of like
Really?
garlicky sauce under the base.
Whoa.
It might have been because I was so
Yes.
pissed, but it was the most amazing pizza I've ever had in my life.
Fucking divine. Our pizza tastes like 100 times better pissed. But as I say,
Yeah.
I am not a fussy guy. When it comes to pizza, I will eat it all in all of its formats. I am a guy who's known to have drunkenly picked up the pizza off the fucking gravel and still eating it. I'm a fiend. I'm a fiend when it
I'm
comes to pizza.
American.
Not ashamed. Not ashamed. Yeah. So I would definitely smash a Goodfellas cheesy, garlicky, creamy fucking little bastard. I would have that. Yeah. That sounds
Uh,
awesome.
so on that note as well, if you could meet up with someone on a bench for an hour throughout
Hmm.
history, who would it be?
I can meet up with anyone ever. Um, I would love to meet. I'd love to meet Jared Leto, probably from 30 Seconds to Mars. He's been such a fucking weird influence over my life over the years, and I've seen him do so many weird things with his life. And plus, he's fucking timeless. Look at that cunt. He's like 50 something years of age. He looks no older than when I first started like The Kill and shit. You know what I mean? Like the man is timeless. He's a vampire. I'm pretty convinced. But his lyric writing, his songwriting capability, his ability to act and just transform himself in so many different ways. His vocal range, I'd love to get like the fucking scoop on what he's doing to keep his voice, how he's preparing for his shows, what his rituals are. Even his diet. I'm not vegan. The guy's a vegan. I did try being vegan for like maybe 2 years, no month, and I was veggie for 2 years. And it was all right. It wasn't like it was not impossible to do. I find it, it's actually quite it was much easier now that things have sort of progressed to the point where restaurants are
Yeah.
doing it and most shops and stuff are doing stuff. But yeah, the guy's just a bit of a mystery, to be honest. He's a bit of an enigma,
Yeah.
and I'd be really interested to sit with him and just find out what his life is really like, other than just like smashing it with 30 Seconds to Mars and doing all these movies. Like, what makes him tick? What's his motivation? What and start his day and stuff. Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, I'll chat his fucking ear off. He'd be bored of me in about 10 minutes. He'd be like, who the fuck's this guy? Get off my bench. Yeah, but I'd like that. Yeah.
So this is like a two-part question, but if we're talking collabs, so if you as Aaron Prime can collab with another band, who would it be? And who would you have to collab with Crush by Waves? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So if we got the opportunity to collaborate, and then if someone got to collaborate with us, who would they be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
who
So
would as Aaron Prime leaving Crush by Waves to a side and going and doing a guest spot on another song, and who would you get to collaborate on Crush by Waves? If I may.
okay, yeah, cool. So I would fucking love to go and just party on stage with Electric Cowboy. I would write some fucking hooks for those lads. Yeah, I would write some hooks for those boys. Some catchy and then just get into the meat and the sauce. You know, when those boys come like into the breakdowns, it's just fucking insane. Me and Andy, we went to a show watching those guys. We got like a little we got a guest spot. We went and watched them in Manchester, and we went there with Anis OK, and we watched those guys. They were fucking awesome. But then Electric Callboy come on, and the Fanatics turn up. You know what I mean? People wearing the wigs. People had those little finger hand things on. People wearing like 80s costumes and like all the shit from the videos. And the fans are fucking nuts. But the boys bring it. Electric Callboy, that is a ride. I mean, I was listening to them guys, getting myself pumped up, ready for download. Like, so before we was going on stage, I was listening to like, hyper, you're pretty. I was just like, poof, 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 get myself all hyped. So they've got really good energy. I'd love to experience that. I'd love to get out there and collaborate with them, or you know, I'd write some catchy melody and just get on there and just be a fucking little Arran diva for like, you know, 3 minutes. It'd be great fun. And then someone to come and collaborate with us. I really would love, and I'm not just saying this because we threw beach balls out for them, but I would fucking just fucking tear our shit in half. Just come in with their fucking mean ass fucking riffs. You know, just tear shit up. You know, they're wild as fuck. I consider them now at the moment to be like the queens of metal. Like the Nova Twins girls, they are wild, and they've got such an interesting perspective on this scene. You know what I mean? They could come in and fuck shit up, and I'd really love to see what they would do with our music and how they would integrate with us. I think we'd have a fucking awesome sounding, like, so we'd have a great time playing some music with those girls. They've got a really strong energy. Huh?
They did really well integrating with Bring Me Horizon as well when they came on stage for Bring Me Horizon.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, they're just killing it in every sense. Like, they've got a unique sound, which is hard to get in any space of this scene, because, you know, a lot of bands are doing a lot of similar things, but they have got a really unique sound. Immediately, you know, it's Nova Twins. And yeah, the 1x1 track they did was fucking awesome. The second verse is the best bit of the track. It's like, it's got so much attitude and sass and like, fuck yeah. You listen to it and you're just like, yeah, fucking get them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm excited for them. I'm just like, and when they come out and they just own the place, they own a space. Watching them just dominate like crowds, stuff like that. They've got a really high energy. Super nice as well. They were really kind to us when we were sort of side of stage, and they had a little picture with us, and that was nice. But I just think just getting a strong fucking female powerhouse to come in there and just really how I'm doing vocally, like, because our two ranges are totally different vocally. So having that juxtaposition, similar to what like Bring Me did with that, you know, that sort of like light and shade, and they did that, that two totally different vocals, and having them bounce off each other like that, I think works really well. I'd be really interested to see what we could come up with. You know, that'd be really fun.
It'd be amazing. My biggest regret of
not that that's ever going to be possible, like, but fuck it. Yeah. Yeah.
My biggest regret of the weekend was Electric Callboy, because I half was torn between them and Ghost.
Yeah.
And
that's a tough call. Man.
I waited back thinking I'll just get the back of the tent to watch Electric Callboy, and then when Ghost start, I'll run over to the stage, because it's not far. There's not far. However, the crowd within 10 minutes of the was it Parkway Drive finish?
Yes. Yeah.
It was mad, and I just got pushed further and further back, and I thought, all right, I'm just gonna give up now and just go and watch Ghost. And
you're in.
I was so good. Yeah. But yeah,
mate. I mean, it's so a hype band that you cannot not see them. If you do anything correct in your life that you will never regret, go and watch a Callboy show, and you will have a fucking great time. No regrets. It's so fun, you know. It's like, it's such an experience.
I'm even loving their new track, the Every Time I Touch, the cover of Every Time I Touch. How they can take this disco banger,
so good,
and turn it into this heavy metal classic. It's going to be brilliant.
They're fucking nuts. They're fucking nuts, man. I mean, just everything about them guys. I mean, it please keep doing what they're doing. All their back catalogue is really good fun. It's fun. Like that's again, it comes back to this whole thing of why are we all fucking doing this? Why are we stood in a field with thousands of people? Why am I sleeping in a tent for 5 days, 4 days, whatever? You know, it's because it's fun, and the bands are having fun. This scene is a great time. You know, you can go to any show. I don't know where you're local to, Adam, but like you can go anywhere to wherever's close to you and just drop in on a local band, and I fucking guarantee you're gonna have a good time. The bands are gonna be super friendly. They're gonna be so fucking grateful that you to support just like the live scene in general, like just putting money into like the venues, putting money into the whole thing, paying for their petrol, paying for their sort of like their ride home. Bands will be super grateful for that, and yeah, just get involved because it is fun. You'll have fun, the band will have fun, the venue's gonna have fun. Everyone's fucking happy, man. It's a good time to be alive in this music scene. Yeah.
I'm based in Southport, not far from you, near Liverpool. So
Oh, you're fucking round the corner, mate. Yeah, you're around the corner, mate. Yeah.
we go to
I mean,
quite a
Manchester,
lot.
but I only live. Yeah, I was gonna say I only live like round the corner. I live sort of like Liverpool, like close to Liverpool. So yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, that's really close. You could be going to all kinds of shows, man. You got no excuse. You got fucking all kinds of shows going to Liverpool, Manchester.
Liverpool's got a lot better metal scene recently and a lot more heavier scene the last probably 2 or 3 years since COVID. There's a new promotion, No Play. They're really pushing kind of metal and hardcore and all that kind of stuff. So there is a scene growing again in Liverpool, whereas before we used to have to come to Manchester, I guess, if we wanted something a little bit more heavier than a bit more of indie rock or
that's true, man. It's very true.
Yeah.
Mate, you're smashing it.
My penultimate question is: if you had a festival in your back garden, who would you have as your headliner?
Who would come and smash our fucking back panels in? Headline. Oh, fucking. Let's just get the cowboy in. Let's get the Electric Cowboys in because they actually have a music. They have a music video that's fucking based in a back garden. You know what I mean? We got the moves, and they're all just fucking doing this thing with the head, and everyone's got the the little weird short wig thing on. They would be great. Imagine that. Sipping on booze on a sunny beach is one of the lines, and they're all just fucking and that'd be great as a garden festival. Your neighbors would fucking hate you, but it'd be great. It'd just be the best time. Yeah, party time. Yeah, I'd love that. Let's make that festival happen. Whoever's out there who's in the planning world, it can't happen in my garden though. I've got no fucking. I live in an apartment, so no garden for me. But yeah, we'll make this work. Yeah, from the balcony, like fucking Romeo and Juliet. I'll just serenade you from the window. I don't even have a balcony. It literally would be my head at the window.
Yes.
Yeah.
Final question for you then. It's one I kind of ask everyone, and I've started putting a theme to it. So if I'm to create a heart-shaped box vault where I'm going to save music for future generations in case we lose all music for some reason, I want you to put one song in there, but your theme this year is they've got to appear at download this year. So
they've got
song that means something.
They've got to play download.
They've got to have played download. They don't necessarily have had to have played that song, but
okay, they have to play download this year, and it's got to be a song that means a lot to me, and they've got to play.
That you feel that means something that future generations could hear. Like, I think for me right now, if I was going to pick, like, "Sound of Silence" by Disturbed, it's such a beautiful song.
Shout. It's a beautiful
that would be
song.
my kind of example there.
That's a great song. What a great pick.
It was amazing.
I love those guys. Jesus, yeah, what a moment. I took my little brother to see them, and they were supporting Avenged Sevenfold in Liverpool. And yeah, that was a moment. Like, Sound of Silence was just such a banger. Like, he's got such a powerful voice, and like, it's not even just the power behind it, it's like raw as fuck, like the emotion behind it. He's that track the same way the crowd is, and yeah, I love he really does support as well. The lead singer just massively support, big advocate for like up and coming bands. Like, he's a big supporter for that scene as well. So super nice guy. In terms of a song, I think I just want everyone to hear for eternity. I am a fucking sucker for. I'm gonna say House of Wolves by Bring Me the Horizon because it fucking speaks to me. It's such a fucking great track. And when you die, the only kingdom you see, is 2 foot wide and 6 foot deep. Like that's a fucking what a line. You know what I mean? Ollie's a great lyricist, by the way. He spends a long time. I mean, Bring Me, people you might say it's like, oh, they're just the most hype band ever, and everyone sort of, loves them. But everyone loves them for a reason because they're fucking amazingly talented. And they really are paving the way for the future generations of these types of bands and this scene. Like they set the bar so fucking high, and Ollie gets a lot of shit for some things, but he's also loved. It's sort of like he's a super awesome, talented person. Let's just put it down to the fact that he's a great musician. He's a great lyricist. And he's just a creative fucking engine. Like he's constantly creating. From what I can see, like he's constantly reinventing the band. He's reinventing like the sound and pushing the threshold, pushing the limit all the time. And like he's never satisfied in his creativity. He just keeps creating, and he keeps creating on top of that. And his mind is as fucking wild and as frantic as mine. I think I sort of relate to that. The lyrics that he sings, I kind of relate, particularly if you read those lyrics written down, or if you listen intensely to what the songs are about, you will find that he's such a fucking talented guy. He's really clever with his lyrics. They'll catch you by surprise, the meaning behind each line, and each fucking line. I know that he meticulously figures out exactly what line. He'll spend fucking a whole day on just one line, just getting that right and just making sure that is the best possible version of that line it's going to be. He won't just throw a lyric in there for the sake of it. Everything's been thought out meticulously. House of Wolves track is fucking particularly great lyrically. I love the fact that a whole crowd can sing, brick by brick, and everyone's fucking just a whole fucking 110,000 people singing that shit together was just a proper moment, so yeah, I think if anyone could see that in the post-apocalypse of music, they'd go, fuck yeah, Jesus Christ, this is a wall of sound, a wall of death. You know what I mean? It's hard as fuck, but it's got those nice, pretty moments in it as well, which I love the contrast. Yeah.
You took something really one for me because I've always liked Bring Me the Horizon. Drown for me was a song that is very poignant. I suffered what I touched on earlier about my pacemaker. I'd suffered a lot of health concerns over the last couple of years, which obviously led to a bit of depression. And Drown was one of the songs that really I played a lot. It became a standout for me, and it was the lyrics. It's the way he's written it, and it is it, and it talks to you, but you also take that meaning that you need from it. So when that was sung at Download, I must admit it was quite emotional for me. It was very much, especially because I thought Bring the Horizon were the standout of the weekend. They were absolutely amazing. I was a fan of theirs. Now I'm a massive fan of theirs. Just from that whole set, they were just out of this world.
Yeah, it really did set the bar. That's if you're going to be the biggest rock metal band in the world, what does it look like? Boom. That's what it looks like. That's how it sounds. What a show, man. I was blown away. It just made me realize we've got a lot of work to do to ever try and come close to sort of like achieving sort of, a similar vibe or a similar control over a crowd and connecting with so many people. It inspires me. It makes me want to write more music. It makes me want to get more involved and just perpetually just start this engine running again of like creativity. I'm like, I want to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to go on the computer, I'm going to write this, I'm going to put this synth over here, I'm going to try that. And then I do think quite intensely about lyrics as well, but again, much in the early stages of this as a band, and being able to watch these people who are at the top of this career, at the top of their game, really setting the fucking way and as idols, as fucking heroes of the scene. And, that's cool. It's really fun. It's fun to see them evolve. It's fun to see the scene come up with them. You know, these how often do we get like metalcore bands on BBC Radio One? Do you know what I mean? Like, or playing with Ed Sheeran at like an awards show. Like, they're doing it for us all. They're doing it for every single one of us that has, you know. And so they're like the fucking champions at the minute of this scene, and you know they are awesome. I'm loving what they're doing. And yeah, just inspiring me now to fucking get on my writing game and start fucking creating some more. And I say we've got some really cool things coming this year, which I'm happy about. But as I say, we've got a long little road ahead of us to get to where we need to be, I think, musically. Yeah.
But you're in a good place and heading in the right direction. That's the main thing. It's a healthy
Hopefully,
place.
man. Yeah. Hell, yeah, we're definitely doing healthy. You know, I'm trying to be good. I'm smashing the old blueberries in. I'm smashing the chicken in. I fucking those are my superfoods. You know, and yeah, man, we're feeling really good. We're feeling fucking so grateful for everyone that's supporting this band, everyone that is coming out to shows, buying merch, or just like even just interacting with us online. If you send us a comment, I fucking guarantee you, I bet you my left and right arm that I will reply to you. I will speak to you personally. Like, I run the socials, so I'm always on there. I'm always chatting away with people. I get you. If you come find me at a show, I will have a conversation with you. You might regret it because you'll never fucking get away because we're chatting our heads off. But yeah, that's really, it's really fucking awesome. It's overwhelming, really, because again, we had this massive imposter syndrome at download. We didn't really feel like we sort of how is this happening? Who the fuck crushed by waves? How is this possible? But you know, the more we are connecting with people, the more people are enjoying our music, the response we're getting from that. People are enjoying what we're doing, and we can't fucking get our heads around it. We're just like, wow, people, we're going to give them more. We're going to give you everything you want from Crushed by Waves. We're just going to continue to give you what you want, and we're going to do what we do. We're going to have fun. I guarantee you're going to have fun. Just come watch us at shows. Come listen to the music online, and yeah, just be on this little journey together with us. It's going to be a good time. Yeah,
Be on that journey with you. That's for sure.
sweet. Come along, Adam. It's going to be fun, mate.
Thank you so much for giving up your time. I've kept you a bit longer than I think you wanted to be kept, so I do apologise.
Mate, I'll spend as much that's all day. But honestly, thank you so much for having me. Cheers for that.
No, thank you so much for coming. Obviously, for the listeners, go and check out the new single, Won't Get Out Alive. It's on all streaming platforms at the moment. As I said, you can hear it on my radio show on Jack's Radio on Thursday, the 6th of July. So tune into that, where we'll be playing it. And yeah, if you're in the Manchester area, I think there's still tickets available for the Radar Festival, which is the 28th, 29th.
Yeah, get on it. Come see. There's loads of shows coming up. Come jump in. Come say hello.
And forget Sleep Token. They're not the one to see. It's Crushed by Waves. You need to go see them.
I won't tell them you said that. I mean, we're not even allowed. We can't get near those places. They're a secret. Honestly, they're a mystery. Like a Takedown festival. Like, we were side stage for a lot of bands, a lot of main stage bands, and we were stood at the side of stage, like I say, with Steph from Red Method. And then there was a point at which it was like, right, everyone out. You know, security just cleared fucking everyone. They cleared all behind the stage. They cleared everything. There was like a whole section behind Sleep Token's gear. It was so hush hush, so secretive. No fucker could get anywhere near it. No one knew who the fuck anyone was. It was, you could have like been served a beer by him behind the bar. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know who was who was what. It's the best kept secret ever. It's just, yeah, it was wild. So, and then next minute they come out and just fucking smash it. You know, really cool.
In a world where social media is so big, how they've kept their identities, I have got no clue. That it hasn't come out. Or
yeah, they're doing well.
Talks about every 5 minutes, someone's mentioning who Banksy is, and no one mentioned.
Yeah,
I've never mentioned for the Vessel.
Well, I don't want to know, man. I don't want to know. I don't want to kill Santa Claus. I don't want to ruin my dreams and my sort of like. I don't want to kill the unicorn. Just like leave that leave the dream alone. Let's keep them anonymous. Let's just let them be fucking Sleep Token forever. Let them just be totally off the grid. I love all that. It was fun. Nobody objected to the secretism. As soon as we were cleared, I was like, "Yep, get the fuck out of the way. Sleep Token coming in, hot. Let's move." Yeah, I love that. It's really fun.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. I think the longer it stays anonymous, the best.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you for joining us. And to listeners, thank
You're
you.
fucking
Take care.
welcome, Adam. You are welcome, mate. Anytime, my mate. Pleasure to speak to you. And yeah, lovely little chat there. And I'm really happy that you went to download this year and doing it by yourself, mate. You probably just proved to everyone that was probably thinking about it, but was a bit hesitant or a bit scared that it's possible. And, so they should just go to any show, even by yourself. You'll fucking find people with a mutual taste and vibe to yourself. It's a great scene out there. Get involved, go and support some live music, go and stream some music, go and listen to new bands, discover something new, treat yourself. You deserve it. Yeah. It's been a pleasure, mate. You're a fucking hero. Keep doing what you're doing, mate. Listening to us guys, listening to fucking all these little new and upcoming bands you're interviewing and putting on here, mate. That's again, it perpetuates that little scene. You're doing something really helpful to like lift those bands up and prop us up and present us to new people. So thank you for giving us a little bit of a voice and a bit of a platform, mate. I appreciate that, Adam. Thank you. You're a
Cheers.
legend. Cheers, my mate. Right, go and be fucking awesome. I'll see you in a bit. All right. Cheers.